Welcome again in another episode of Templars Talk, number 14 this time, and we're going to talk a lot about Tuska. Tuska is one of our favorite festivals, I guess. We always enjoyed going there. We've been there countless of times, and this year again. Yeah, was an interesting experience once again in Suvilahti. The festival is changing a bit every year. They have a lot of different activities going on other than just the music. They have a lot of art, which is every year something different. Some things you might recognize, and there's always something new to explore. I think I went to the expo a couple of times, and one of the most interesting exhibitions we saw was from local bone dealer, who kind of has some really interesting art that kind of is explained best by the name, local bone dealer. So you can make some imagination out of that. There were several pieces of art available that you could watch. There was also some body modification sessions. You could do a workshop on to make these leather spike bands that you put on your wrist or your waist or whatever. I haven't seen that happening, but I saw some advertisements for it. You could get a tattoo. You could do, I don't know, go shopping, because so many stands were books and jewelry and everything.
The whole festival experience.
Everything. Yeah, everything and more, I think, because Tuska really goes beyond what many other festivals do when it comes to that. But yeah, I think day one started off very glamorous with Lord of the Lost. And yeah, of course, we have talked with about Lord of the Lost sometimes before. Was it last year that we saw them?
I think the 1st of November or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, indeed. And yeah, of course, Lord of the Lost has always been a part of Templars from the very beginning, and even before that, when the vocalist Chris was with his other bands. So yeah, it was good to see them there at Tuska. They were super relaxed. They were really enjoying it. They have a long history with Finland. They were talking a little bit about it. They said they were talking about their first show being in Nosturi, but I'm not sure if they are correct about that, because a lot of the shows were from Thrashfest were in Gloria, but there was like 1 year they went to Nosturi. So I wonder which one was first, but well, it doesn't matter in the end. They were also talking a bit about having their album recorded, like literally inside of the Tuska field, so to say. So yeah, they were all happy and cheerful.
That's very nice.
People came to see them from the beginning. They were, I really liked that they had a lot of audience, and of course they had quite some fame after their participation with the Eurovision last year. Unfortunately, they weren't scoring very well there, but I think for their fame and fan base, it doesn't really matter. It grew exponentially with their participation. And of course, the song Blood and Glitter got played in the end, of course. It's unavoidable. But I think even more funny for Eurovision fans is that they made a cover of the Finnish participation, Cha Cha Cha.
Awesome. A little bit more metal, or?
So, it's a typical Lord of the Lost version of it, I think. But I think the audience really appreciated that, and it was maybe a bit of a mellow start, but because Lord of the Lost is having a very glamorous,
approachable.
So I really liked seeing them there. That was nice. And from that on, I decided let's go the other way, because we had, just like last year, the option for people to vote in Instagram on our clashes.
Very nice.
And the first clash was I Am the Night versus N Is Okay. And people chose I Am the Night, which I'm happy about because I personally would have chosen that one as well. Luckily, all our readers and listeners are quite agreeing with my taste of music, apparently, because I don't think I was unhappy with any of the choices that people made. So, yeah, I went to see I Am the Night, and they do this black metal style. They have vocalist has a super evil grin, which that's one of the things that stood with me so much as I was in the photo pit and he would be constantly going into my camera and being evil, putting up the horns and everything. But they also had, I think, a pretty good sound to go with that because not everything is just entertainment. The music needs to be there as well. So I guess, that I didn't see the whole set because I went off to the next band in the club stage. But I really enjoyed what I've seen. Yeah, Collectivist in the club stage. Yeah, it was interesting, but it's with those club stage bands, it's always some of them are doing the Tuska cult and they get booked for the reason that they have been volunteering. That doesn't always guarantee that you will be seeing the most interesting band there, but. Collectivist was quite okay, I guess. I'm not sure if they're one of the cult bands or that they were actually booked. I have no idea. But it was nice to see at least. And then, oh dear.
Yeah, I saw it. And I actually saw for the people, the review from day 1 and 2 are up. Maybe when this podcast is out, day 3 will be up as well. But I saw it. Hailstorm.
Yes, Hailstorm. Now, Hailstorm is not exactly my favorite kind of band. I know them for their entertainment. That I must say, but personally, I could do.
But I did read.
Me, I
did.
Go ahead.
I did read some interesting part in your review about Hailstorm, though, compared. How they played there in Finland compared to how they come across in Europe, in the Netherlands. There was a tiny difference. Yeah. What you noticed?
Yeah, I think so. I think also I think the audience seemed to be less energetic, less. I don't know. They were definitely enjoying it, but it wasn't as wild as we have seen it, where we've seen people going crowd surfing, walking around with inflatables, whatever. No, just people looking in it, seeing there's a bit of a disco entertainment in between or something.
I don't know if Hailstorm played there before in Finland a couple of times because, in the Netherlands they played here so many times. People know what to expect.
I'm not sure. I think they played on the smaller outdoor stage somewhere, but I wasn't sure if that was Hailstorm or Glory Hammer. I think that was one of the times that I managed to avoid.
Well done. Well, anyway, it's there was less enthusiasm from the audience then.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that they played a bad show or something, or that people really disliked it. No, but it wasn't like the audience that we are used to. Hailstorm. Their duckies can sail home again. And then, oh God, I'm so happy people agreed a bit with me on the battle between Infected Rain and Blood Red Hourglass.
Yes.
Both are very good acts, absolutely. I mean, Blood Red Hourglass we've seen countless times before. But of course, I did an interview with Infected Rain recently. We talked a bit about that album, and I think Lena is so passionate when she speaks about her songs. Like, it really comes from within, even if she just talks about it. So I mean,
yes,
you really want to see that live, yeah? So I'm happy that I got to go there and see it because this show was one of my favorites of the day, definitely. so passionate, so energetic, but also so much sweetness in it in a way. I don't know how to say. Like the voice is so soothing in a way. If she comes to the cleaner parts, and yeah, it was also good to see that people got crazy for it in the tent. It was in the tent stage, and people were really enjoying it. I think at some point they asked them, "Oh, go down," and then we all go jumping, and like everybody participated, not just the people in the front, but like all the way to the back, like everyone. So that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, and then we come to Carrie King. Oh dear, yeah, Carrie King.
The name.
I mean, after Slayer, I kind of thought they would be retiring and, I don't know, do some studio work or whatever. But like what most people do when they stop actively touring, they just be like a producer or something, you know? But no, Carrie King wanted to go back being a live playing. Yeah, and I mean, I walked in the pit and I basically have been seeing the same things as Slayer. Of course, they played Carrie King songs at first. So yeah, I think it's not like they simply play... it's not a Slayer cover band, although I think they played 3 or 4 songs from Slayer in the end. But they did play their own songs. But... you know, if you've seen Slayer and you've seen Carrie King play, he has a very specific way of playing and standing and having...
It's still the same, of course.
And it's so much a copy of that. Yeah. And then you see the background being a bit similar in colors, mainly. You see the fire in there. You feel like... Okay, I would have... expected like something that is so different from that, like to set something apart, to have at least the show be so different. That was a bit what I had against this set. I mean, obviously after, I don't know, countless of shows, you cannot expect anything bad. These Carrie King, I mean, he knows what to do. He knows how to play. He has the right musicians around him to make a good show. You can't really go bad with that. But was it a surprising set? Not really. No. I think the most people enjoyed most was the Raining Blood cover.
Yeah, but I think you know, the thing, whatever festival in the world you are, how big or small the festival is, there's always someone screaming Slayer. I mean, if you're from that band, I think it's also so easy to just, you know, keep doing what you're known for instead of creating something completely different.
Yeah.
And maybe I am not a big Slayer knowing it all person, but maybe he had a lot to contribute to the band. So maybe a lot of it is probably his, you know, his personal legacy into the band. So that this Carrie King thing is still his, but you know. So yeah, they play their own song.
I think music-wise, that all makes sense. That all makes sense for me. And also, the way he acts on stage. Why would you?
Because you're still the same person. Like,
I would have expected. I would have just expected. I don't know, everything else on the stage being a bit set apart from that, maybe.
I get what you're going at.
But so it was not bad, but it was not like super surprising for me to see.
Yeah, and then a band. I was actually, you know, this band. I know this band for so long. I think maybe not as long as I know you. I think I know you a little bit longer, but So how was it? I mean, we're talking about Suburban Tribe.
Disappointing. Suburban Tribe. I spoke a little bit about it in episode where we were talking about what to expect from the Tuska lineup. And Suburban Tribe, I expected a lot from it, a lot of energy for that mainly. And of course, they're a bit of the comeback kids there. And I was disappointed. Like, maybe it's not nice to say, but it felt like I was looking a bit like elderly people that's on the stage. Yeah, I don't know. I know it doesn't sound nice, but I don't know. That's how I
possible,
felt.
And it's kind of funny because I wrote your review, of course, because I wasn't there. Sadly, I missed Tuska a lot of years now. Hopefully someday I'll be there again. But so I read your review, and it's kind of funny because I think they did a show in somewhere in Helsinki. I think the last week or the week before, maybe in On the Rocks or something. What was it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
and I saw, because I know I follow a couple of people, and I saw clips from that show, and that was actually quite energetic. So I had that in my head, and then I read your review, and I was like, okay, this doesn't it So I was really curious how, but I don't know, maybe the tent was too big or something, or being.
I don't know. I mean, the singer was kind of pacing back and forth over the stage, but that's about it. And the rest was kind of just chill, playing, doing their thing, but not so active. I don't know. And I think they also put their set list in a way that they were starting quite calm and slowly going towards the more passionate and energetic songs. And I think that was probably not the smartest move here. They should have
go for it straight away.
It straight away. Nevertheless,
of
so
course.
many people came to see them. It was pretty full in the end. So I think in the end everybody enjoyed it anyway. I mean, for the playing there was not much to say. I mean, the songs came across well, but I don't know. I would have expected it so much different, and that for me that was
it's possible, not everything can wow you at all times.
No, that's true. And I did went on a little bit and walk around the festival area in the end. So I returned towards the end of their set. I think I missed like 2 or 3 songs of the set because I was just like, okay, not completely quite my thing here. What's going on? But in the end, the last songs were the most famous.
We can all sing along.
So good. Yeah, and I think after that we went to see Dimmu Borgir on the main stage. Now, I mean, they're celebrating something like 30 years of anniversary for either the band or
something.
I can't remember. But I think for the whole band, because they also did that in the Inferno, where they were headlining, and I think there they brought like everyone along that ever has some sort of role in the band at some point. So it was like more spectacular than what we were seeing here in the Tuska. I mean, of course, it was nice to see that they played different songs from their career a bit, going also, I don't know, very very deep into their songs. They were intense in that way. They didn't have all these extras, Like, I remember back in the days when you would see a picture of Dimmu Borgir, you would see like a shitload of spikes on the arms and the legs and whatever. It's
kind of funny because
that all is not really gone.
Interesting.
That's gone.
Well,
it's been for quite some years though, but that's what I thought. Like, okay, if you talk about back in the days, Dimmu Borgir, and seeing it now, it was fun that they didn't bring that aspect back.
It's kind of funny because the first time I saw Jimmy Brugger, it was actually at Tuska. I think it was like 10 years ago or something. And it was actually my first time seeing them, and I kind of expected this wild wow element. And even though they did have those spikes and things, they didn't wow me.
Yeah.
And I've been wondering why, because it wasn't,
I don't know.
Again, it wasn't like a lot of things, but I think maybe it was because it was a festival, and I actually have not yet seen them in a venue.
Yeah.
And the next time I will see them in August, also in a festival, so it's not a venue. So I really hope to catch them sometime because I think it's I don't know, the darkness, the venue, the more intimate dark venue vibe. I think it fits better. I don't know why, because you saw them at Inferno and that was inside. I mean, it some bands just I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't want to sound too negative about their set at all, because
what you said, if they
doing, but it was like, if you compare it to the Inferno set, that was like way above this set. That I must say. It was nice for them to be around again, but also like nothing that really shook me too much out of it. But I think also for the fans it was nice to see a couple of these older songs coming by again.
Yeah, well,
they had I think they had some good following there.
I'm looking forward to my festival with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Zeal and Ardor. Well, I like they're a bit different.
They're more electronical, right? Or more synthesizer.
Yeah, and also there's also a bit of a prog feeling into it in a way, and not too extreme or something, but it's all very listenable, let's say it like that. But it's not like your typical metal band in a way, and they know that. They also, I think, at some point mentioned something that they are a bit different than, for example, Dimmu Borgir. But I think they're also one of the favorites of the day for me, because they really have a way of doing things. They can. It feels like if you're standing there watching them, that they're playing for you. Like there's. They make it somehow feel personal in a way. They're really good with that. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching them. But the headliner, Pendulum, I don't know what to say about that. A lot of people enjoy seeing Pendulum with the live band and everything. A lot of people said that they were listening to their previous albums a lot. But it was obviously not the most favorite headliner that I've seen on Tuska by many. It wasn't so full for them. They had quite a lot of explosives in their show. Everything is well done. They really thought it through. It's a good production, but you could see that this band did not have the biggest audience. Also not the worst, but that's for in a couple of minutes when we talk about day 2. But let's say it like that. I think for Depp to be placed there as a headliner, it felt like wrong. Like that's
a different vibe or something.
It's always been more like it felt more like a pop band rather than like electronic metal or industrial metal or whatever. It's a mix of genres, I guess. But it felt a bit like they should not have been there as a headliner, at least. Like, put them in a tent, have people have fun with it. But here as a headliner, nah, maybe not. I don't know. I left a bit before the end because I didn't want to be in the huge queue crush. And I also had the intentions of making it to the after party shows on time.
So I'm wondering.
So I left a little bit yeah, and then the thing is, on my way back to the city, and I took a route that takes me through my hotel, so I could drop off my stuffs. You walk kind of behind that stage, and you come a bit from the side, and then you walk behind the stage, and then you go off towards the city. You see it from behind and from a bit before, where lots of people are watching from outside of the festival area. And then you think like, well, oh wow, they actually have a good production with the lights and the explosive. They could have left them out for my part of enjoyment, but sure, they were part of the set. That makes sense. But you see, they have a good show, but it just doesn't typical Tuska feel or something.
But I was wondering, did you catch anything from Ghost Kid and Suvilahti? Or did you miss it completely? Because I saw, well, again, I followed a lot of people that were at Tuska like you and a couple of other people. And I saw it was actually quite crowded also at Ghost Kid. I'd never heard about this person, and I saw them. I think they played at Belgium festivals as well. I think.
Yeah, they're going strong at the moment, but people voted.
Of course, you can't. Well, you can't split up. That's still finding a way to do that sometimes, but. And I think.
And the thing is, for Suvilahti, it's kind of like if you're playing the last band in the club stage, it's gonna be impossible to get in there after the but I think it's also started. It's like there's queuing outside. You have to pass. I mean, as press, you're allowed to pass the queue and go in, but you still have to battle through for being able to see something. And I don't think it's fair anyway to do that. So I avoid that if possible. I try to show up in time, otherwise I don't bother. So I wanted to see them, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, it's kind of sad in a way for those bands, you know. Well, if they have a full crowd, but still
anyway.
But at least you can say those people that show up, they're there to see you, and you know they make it. They make an effort.
Yeah. I think I think I would like it if Tuska would like have a little less of these clashes. I can understand that they put like 10 stages and the outdoor stage together to split off the audience, so everybody's trying to see the same thing. That's understandable, but like especially that last one, you could have started at like maybe 15 minutes after Pendulum. Then it would have been a bit better for that. Also, I mean, if people really wanted to see Suvilahti, they go and queue there. So it's not like they would have stayed for Pendulum otherwise.
But anyway, I was curious about that.
So,
but good to hear it was crowded. I mean, I kind of like the band, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to the after parties in On the Rocks. On the Rocks is just awesome as a venue. These people are so nice there. I mean, I've been coming there since the beginning of existence of me going to Finland. I don't know. That place has always been around. And they always make you feel welcome. I think I stayed 5 nights in Helsinki, and for 5 nights I ended up in On the Rocks.
So if you're looking for Sabina, if she's in Finland, you know where to find her.
Sort of. No, it's like the night before Tuska, there was also a show. There was from Taneli Jarva and The Dark Place. I did not mention anything about it yet. People who could know Taneli Jarva from playing in Sentenced before Ville came in. And we've seen Taneli through the years a couple of times. At least I did. I think the one specific after-party show of Tuska where he played with a band, and I got a microphone stand thrown at me for being the only person who stuck around. That was you saying like, it's fucking 2 a.m. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. No one's here, and I'm like, I stay. I want to see this guy.
I remember. Play. And then the next morning you came around with the stories about microphones thrown at you, and I was like, huh? Yeah.
God, that guy was drunk back then. Damn, it was terrible. But then again, I was skeptic for this show, and then he totally killed that. That guy needs to be like a support for Me and That Man or something. Like, that's a perfect fit. Awesome.
Yeah.
The metal background is there, but you play that bluesy style, dark music. Awesome. Kill it. That show was absolutely great. Yeah. So, but that was the night before Tuska. This after party show I wanted to see because Bob was playing there. This is nice. Bob is tough. Bob is tough. Yeah, I always like them. They have their punk formation, but also a bit heavier than just punk. I think that's not. They have a bit of core in there, maybe. Whatever. They do it in Swedish, and they have some fun with it and ask people like about do they understand Swedish? Do we have international people here? Whatever. And then the best thing of that show is they say did people see Ailstorm? And they say some people did, some people didn't, and they're like, well, we make better folk music. And then they start playing. Bam! Awesome! Yeah. And so that show was awesome. They had there was a support that evening, and I think that was called Final Assault. People go crazy in those after parties, like huge mosh pits in on the rocks. Like, what the hell? People go crazy for it. For the support band, I kind of stayed away a bit in the back. Also because my feet were killing me.
Understandable.
It was massive. It was massive there. For Bob, in the end, I walked up to the front. Not for the whole show, but a bit towards the end of the set. Awesome. I really enjoyed Bob. I can always have Bob with my Tuska experience, you know. But yeah, then you go to an after party till very late at night, and the next morning Tuska decides to open the doors a little earlier than the day before. So at 1 o'clock or so, we were getting in and starting the day off slowly.
Yeah, and I voted for the other one. But, yeah.
You did? But I already saw them before. And I
voted for Ritmi Hairo. I kind of like them.
Yeah, but people chose Anchor. Anchor is a bit of pop metal, I guess, alternative rock. They also mentioned we're death metal.
But maybe a nice way to start the day if you come out of it after party, really. Just to.
Exactly, and I think it's also nice to say that they have a bit more heavy metal, power metal in the basis of it. Kind of. I think that's what they did in the beginning, and now they are turning more towards the pop music. I think you can also see it in their strategy that they release I don't know, 5-6 singles before something bigger comes out. Like, they really go for the pop strategy nowadays. So yeah, good. And it was a good success. It was good vocals, good energy. They were having fun. The audience was cheering and jumping and energetic. I'm like, oh, people, you clearly didn't go to some after party. What have you guys been drinking this morning? People were crazy for it. And I think that maybe have to do with the sponsor of this year, which was Rockstar Energy. So I think if you bought a can of Rockstar or something, you could also get a pass that you could go on some elevated container or whatever, so you could look to the main stage a bit higher, and then you get some time frame that you could go in there. But I mean, buying a can of Rockstar at Tuska cost you €6.50, so I was like, never mind. If I go to the supermarket, it's €1 or something. So, well, maybe not in Finland. I haven't checked, but no. But at least it was cool to see all these people being super energetic.
I like it when there's a good enthusiasm for the first bands of the day.
Yeah. It's clear that they came out to see Anchor specifically. That was very nice. Yeah, my Misery, one of those young starting bands in the club stage that I went to see. Quite enjoyed them. I don't think I have to say too much about their set. I also couldn't stay very long because I already had to go for Vola on the main stage. So I think I saw maybe 2 songs if I managed that. Vola, well, they played Tuska before and they killed it there. They're super enthusiastic. I remember they had some issues with their instruments last time. That the airport lost them or didn't send them or whatever. So they had to borrow everything from other bands to play their set. And yeah, they were super cheerful and energetic back then. And then here on the main stage, it felt not so energetic. And I mean, it was not bad set or something, but it's like, okay, I think maybe you should go back to the smaller stage because that was killing, and here it's on the big main stage. It's a
little bit lost. Yeah, I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah. No, but it is like
too big.
Felt like the stage was just a bit too big for them to be able to make full impact. But yeah, I had to see them a little bit more than the first 3 for photographing. I had to see a little more of it. So basically watched almost the entire sets, some from a bit more distance, and I think I can understand why this band is popular because they have the progressive and make it very accessible, which is instantly success, as Lapras have been doing for many years and what they grow big with. So yeah, I think that's definitely one of those bands that we will hear a lot about in the coming years. And then I went to see Solans. Solans is kind of playing in the same stage as Anchor was. And I think they have sort of similar fan base in a way. They're also like super pop, energetic music. They have this big banner and it says, a bagger a day keeps the doctor away, which is, I think, the title of their album or something, or a song. And that was also the first song that they were playing. Yeah. So everybody was like cheering to that, jumping around and crazy and stuff. And I think at the second or third song, that guy was, they were all like jumping around on the stage. And they had on the stage these tiny little risers that you can jump on and being a little bit higher because 10 to 20 centimeters makes a difference, you know. So this vocalist comes up, jumps on it, but that kind of thing is moving, like, and he felt off it, like on his, like forward on his face. His face was hanging over the edge of the stage, luckily. And it was hard. Like, he fell so hard. I was like, oh my god. Like, I saw it. And then he lost his microphone, which was on the floor. And, of course, the security guard who was standing next to it with his headphones on didn't even notice. And we were like, all in the photo pit, we were like, get the microphone. And this guy was just...
in his own zone.
Yeah. So at some point we managed to get him back the microphone. He gets up and he's like, whoa, I don't think those are very safe. Well, you don't say, huh? But it was one of those moments I was like, you take your songs a bit too literally, maybe. Oh. But he went on full energy after that anyway. I think he has a lot of adrenaline going on
after the show.
But I think he will definitely... Yeah, I think definitely he felt that. I checked his social media. They did mention it. Maybe they did in some story or something, but not like on Facebook or something. Yeah. I was wondering if he was okay, actually. But I couldn't find anything about it, so I guess we'll be fine. Or he just doesn't want to whine about it. But I think, well, I give him great kudos for playing on like the way he did, because that was a serious fall. Yeah, and music-wise, it's pop, metal, whatever. It's catchy, it is energetic, so I kind of liked it in that way. Like, I can see a whole generation getting into metal music because of them, you know? So it's important that those bands are around. I quickly popped in to see Sulphurus in the club stage, but also there I had like maybe 10 minutes max because I had to go to the next band. So let's just not mention too much about them. And the next band is Tarot. Tarot is, of course, also a bit of a comeback hit here. I mean, can there be one Tuska edition where we see not Marco Hitala? He's always there with one project or the other projects, whatever. I don't know. I think he's always there. He likes Tuska probably just as much as we do. Yeah, so Tarot, I mean, we've seen Tarot several times. They're not the wildest formation, I think. Bringing this kind of heavy metal sound. But they're in some way I always enjoy watching it. These guys are simply enjoying playing. They've been going around for a long time. I think their last album was something like 2011 or something, if I remember correctly. I think in November or something they did one comeback show somewhere, and they mentioned, I think it was mentioned at first that it would be only one song, or show. And then afterwards some more festivals got announced. So I don't know if they're going to tour or do something more or whatsoever. I haven't heard anything about that, but yeah, here they were having fun playing their show again. And yeah, that was nice. And a lot of people were in the tent to see that. It's clearly that Tarot
not forgotten.
Has been popular. No, definitely not. And not just because Marco Hitala is in it, I think, but yeah. Then next, I went to see Kaunis Kuulumaton. They were clashing with Sonata Arctica. I think Kaunis Kuulumaton was kind of growing a lot in the past years. I saw their name quite
a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people who like kind of music like Before the Dawn and Black Sun and maybe Wolfhard a little bit, kind of Insomnium in a little bit, they will find good connections with this band. And I think for people who haven't heard much about it, it's like a lot of members from Cinnamore.
Yes.
People remember Cinnamore. And yeah. Then of course... what's his name? Mikko from who was also singing in Black Sun and was it Red Moon Architect? I think was it. I don't know.
I remember those.
Yeah. They have two vocalists, and but it was him who was like standing out to me so much. Like the way he switched from his very, I don't know, melodic side, the clean vocals were so nice. And then at some point I was looking at him and it was like rock. I was like, wait, is that you? What?
Rewind! And play again. Play it.
Yeah, but the other guy was doing all the raw vocals all the time. So I was like, oh, whoa, what? Amazing. That guy is... I mean, I've always been a fan of what he has been doing. He has a very unique voice, not one that you hear so many of that are similar. So he really has something unique. And then this came out of him. I was like, what the guy? Oh my god, amazing! Yeah, and I've always liked to sing more songs. I think if you like some more,
like this,
you will definitely find a connection with these guys. Yeah. That was really one of the best.
A little bit doomish, right? Or
it's funny. Yeah, a bit melodic doom death kind of sound. Yeah, definitely a highlight. So I think that I don't know if they were playing shows abroad. Everything is in Finnish. What they've been doing, but if you come across them, I would definitely recommend seeing their show. It's really nice. Yeah, then I had a clash, Stamina versus Malformed. And people said go to see Malformed, which surprised me because Tamina is pretty famous and popular at the main stage. So yeah, good. Okay, I'll go see Malformed. They brought a bit more like death metal, and that's cool because I haven't seen that much of it yet till that point. So it was really nice to see a bit more power into it, a bit more, bit more angry vibes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you really feel the power behind it, and staying a bit more away from the melodic feel.
So you didn't see anything from Stamina? It's not your thing, right?
Sorry. I think they're okay, but I could do without.
I quite like them. But then again, I think they're the first band I saw in Nostari, so I don't know.
Special
long
place.
history of that.
Yeah. And then I had this clash from Health versus Make Them Suffer. And I don't know. Health has been very hyped up. Like literally the day before, I mean, people voted for Health and it was quite close. Not super close, but like relatively close. I think 60-40 kind of range. And then I saw one of our mutual friends was at another festival the day before where Health was playing. So I was writing him like, yo, how did you like it? Because they're clashing on my schedule. What do you think? And he was like, oh yeah, you should go see. Okay. Then I'll definitely follow what everyone is saying to me. And they're doing this electronic kind of sounds. And I don't know, it was a good show, but I didn't like it that much. Like from all the hyping, I would have hoped to like it a bit more. Maybe. But then again, after that, I heard so much good sounds about the Make Them Suffer show that I feel bad that I couldn't see that.
That's the thing with the clashes.
So, maybe that doesn't help. Yeah, but I mean, everyone is hyping for Health that much, and then it turns out that also so many people were for the other bands. So and if it's not like it was not like I said, it was a good show. No, nothing wrong with it. Nothing to mention bad about it. They had a good way of performing in there. It was quite some energy. They had good lights. Everything was well thought. It matched everything matched with the vibe. But for me, it was okay. But it's not like something I'm gonna listen to a lot or so. So, and then hearing afterwards that the other show was so much
I missed out on it.
Damn. So, maybe that doesn't help with the after feeling about Health either. So,
get it.
and then the bands we've all been waiting for, or specifically Elvira. We saw Amorphous.
I was at home, so I was not waiting for anything.
And
yes.
No, I did send you something about it though. But yeah, it was a typical Amorphous show. Like I always say, Amorphous doesn't really disappoint ever. They probably are one of the bands that tour the most. They're always on the go everywhere. Even here in the summer, there's still countless of festivals on their schedule, even though they're doing a couple
projects.
Of solo projects and side projects and everything. And still this is going on. And so typical set of Amorphous, I guess. Not that I thought that it would be any, I don't know. It's... I wasn't surprised with also the songs that they chose. I mean, what did I hear? I mean, I think they did Amongst the Stars that I haven't heard that one live too often. I think I liked the Silver Bright song that they did, and I think that at the very last part of their set they
the B usually. I think no,
not that much. Yeah, but they did not too much old songs, actually. I think that was not... No, they chose quite of the last couple albums quite a lot.
So how was the energy? I mean, they're playing on home turf, you know? It's...
Yeah, I think it was like the most people who were there were kind of feeling the same as I did. Like, oh yeah, it's Amorphous again, always fun, and they were just watching it,
Totally.
like not going totally mental or something because yay, I've been waiting 2-3 years for this band. No. But it was good vibes. Like it was clear everyone's enjoying it, and it's one of those bands you can always have at your festival. They're always doing well, so. Yeah, no surprises, so to say, but that's a good thing when it comes to them, I guess. Yeah. And of course, when the last song plays, you're walking off to the next stage to be there in time, because you cannot really go in the crowds. So Riverside, for some reason, I've never really photographed. And that's insane, because I've been around just as long as we are.
Oh, God.
And... Yeah, what? That's true. I think I should mention also the Putro in Black, where I quickly whipped in quickly.
Well, actually, I don't even know about Riverside.
It was something finished it. Yeah, Putro in Black. Let's do it quickly first. There was some singer-songwriter who was singing in Finnish. I was like, oh, I want to. And there was a huge queue there, like huge. I never seen this huge queue for the club stage.
Interesting.
It was insane. And I was walking by and I was like...
What is...
Okay, I will... Okay, see that? Oh, and I think I was seeing it more towards the end, if I remember now. So I did see first Riverside and then went to Putro in Black. Yeah, I remember. Let's go to Riverside then. Or otherwise everything is mixed up. So, Riverside, progressive metal from Poland, very accessible. They actually said, yeah, we just do our own thing. It's not like anything you hear here today, but we're just going to do it. And I don't care if it's metal or not.
We do what we like.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bring across interesting things, you know, if they fuse in all their own personal stuff, you know.
Yeah, true. And it's like they're doing it with big smiles. They all were so relaxed on the stage, just playing and doing their thing. And yeah, I liked Riverside. I was glad that I was able to see a little bit of that. I couldn't see like the whole set, definitely not. That was impossible because of the scheduling things. Because then I went quickly in for the club stage to see Putro in Black at the end of the set. And I had a reason to do that this time, which we'll talk later about. I quickly recap. Finnish singer-songwriter. Pretty older guy, I guess. I can't really judge. Who was like singing. I mean, my Finnish level is not too high, but his lyrics were all very like
in Finnish.
And it's funny if you in Finnish if you have all these long words and he still managed to like make them
like
all,
a word wizard
rhyme in a way. I thought that was yeah, definitely that. And it was massively crowded inside there. I managed to get quite too close to the front because people were so nice to let me pass with my cameras and such. So I watched, I think the last, was it three or four songs? 3, I think. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I can understand. And like all these people were singing along and like putting up lights for that. And then on the last song, he came off the stage with security guard behind him who was holding a chair, puts the chair down somewhere in the middle of the audience, which was about 2 steps away from where I was standing. Awesome. Someone can be lucky sometimes. He goes stand up and plays with acoustic guitar. His last song in the middle, surrounded by his fans. It was such a nice vibe. So nice.
It's still in the right building, right?
Yeah. I haven't... Yeah.
No?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a different building. No, it's different. That's where the Tuska Expo is now. Yeah, but nevertheless, it was so nice to see, and I don't know. I don't understand the lyrics at all because, like I said, this is not simple Finnish.
Next level,
or maybe this, but if you don't speak Finnish, if you don't speak any Finnish, it's impossible. If you hear if you know a little bit of words, some things you could understand, but this kind of music has a deeper meaning. You need to listen to the lyrics and understand what it is about to get it. These way of lyrics, the way the lyrics are done is not for foreigners to be understood so easily. But still, I mean, it was so nice to see. So I don't know how many shows this guy will do after this. I don't know, but I think it was cool that I still got to see it. And the reason why I got in there was because the next band is the Abbey, and okay, that's the story. I put up 1 week before Tuska the poll for what people could vote on my clashes. Bring Me the Horizon and the Abbey are having a clash. Bring Me the Horizon is the headliner. And the Abbey is a band that released their first album last year and haven't done that many gigs, so to say. But has some famous names there.
I have a tiny opinion about that. No, but Bring Me the Horizon is for a lot of metal people from our age, I think. Bring Me the Horizon is way too poppy, is way too not metal in a way. So I can guess that people and the Abbey is a sort of upcoming new doom.
Doom band.
I can understand.
It's full on doom.
I can understand. Well, they played with Solstafir and
they're gonna be on tour with Stone Jesus. Yeah, they're playing here in Arnhem, I think in October or so. Yeah. But anyway, the votes. 83% of the people voted for me to go to see the Abbey.
That's huge.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Insane. But it feels so against nature to skip on a headliner. Am I going to write a review where I completely ignore the headliner whatsoever? In the end, I did write some notes there. Comes today, the first day of Tuska, all the press gathers in the area, and then they're like, So Bring Me the Horizon and only allows a few photographers, and they have a contract, and you have to check your email. And so what they had is you have to sign a contract where you sign away some of the rights that you can do with the pictures. Personally, I do not support this kind of behavior from any bands, and I was like, well, why would I even be interested in signing such a thing? I mean, 83% of the readers said I should go to the Abbey, so I didn't even bother with all that mess. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the Abbey, whatever. Fuck that. So I went to see the Abbey. I saw the entire show of the Abbey. I stood there, even in the front row, because I knew that people were not gonna move from that fence or whatsoever, and I wanted to take some pictures. So I was there early. I managed to do some. Guy tried to even push me away, so you could go and pick a front row spot after one of the other photographers left, and he was very angry that I didn't move a centimeter for him. And I told him to go F himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the whole set. I must say, if you see the whole set, I thought it was a bit. All the songs were quite in one line, and it becomes a bit boring if you're not a full-on Doom fan, that you can really enjoy that. I do enjoy listening to them, but for me the set was a bit too long. Towards the end I was like, okay, is it time already? No. Okay, well, let's take it out now. I've been here so long and I don't want to go through the crowds to get out. So let's just stick around now. And so I went to see that the whole set for that. But for the Abbey, there's some famous names in there. Like I said, the drummer is Vesaranta from Sentenced. I think the Janne Marcus in there, who was in Poison Black and The Man-Eating Tree. There's Natalie, who's known from Shape of Despair and Para. And actually, I think Natalie is one of the best female vocalists that Finland has. She's really amazing. And she usually chooses the more darker genres, like black metal and this doom. So, yeah, I think it's amazing to have her there. She doesn't have like the largest spotlight of the whole band. They're all quite balanced or something. So that's really good. But so, yeah, there are good quality musicians in there. I just don't really know if they continue with this kind of music in this way, how long they will keep their fan base interested. But that's maybe a bit of experience of me looking at what other bands have been going on in this way. I mean, sure, there's a lot of people who go for the name. I think there was a great deal of the people who were in there who like it just because their hero is in there. So I'm curious what's gonna bring next for them. It was a good show. I liked what I've been seeing. It's a good show, but for me personally, I would have liked some more variation in the songs. But then again, they only have one album out, so they have still plenty of time to grow and bring something new to the table. Who knows what they're gonna do with their next album, and we'll see. But then I walked out and Bring Me the Horizon was still playing because they had I think half an hour more. So yeah, and I started noticing the emptiness of the place. Like usually, one thing to say, Tuska's Saturday was sold out. They had a record amount of viewers because the area was made a little bit bigger, and they do that every year. So every year they have a record. This Saturday was sold out. I think the other days were not. So usually when there's a sold out day and you go to a headliner, you really have to push yourself through the crowd, even if you walk all the way to the back. There's so many people there in the end. You know that, you've been there. And here I came out there towards where usually the crowd starts, and I was like, "What? Where is all these people? This is the headliner. What's going on? Where's everyone?" I took a video of it, and I could easily, effortlessly walk to the front of the house. Like, what? What's going on? Like, huh? Bring Me the Horizon was surely not popular here. I mean, after front of house, there it was full, but that's nothing for headliner, I guess. I mean, Lord of the Lost did that. They opened the festival, you know? It was same amount of people. And I think it's a bit sad in a way, because Bring Me the Horizon had a very good production, I think. From what I've seen, they had great lighting, amazing colors, really good effects. Everything it looked so nice when the last parts that I watched. I don't know. It felt sad, but on the other side, I was like, there you come with your cocky contracts. Nobody wants to see you.
No, I think it's what I said. You know, I think a lot of, and it's maybe, how do you say that? An opinion I think people have, but I'm not sure. But I think a lot of people I know that are really metal fans, they don't like Bring Me the Horizon, and they're not even gonna try to see it and like it because, you know, back in the past, like 10 years ago, it was different. I don't know, and they based their judgment on 10 years ago, and they're not gonna see it right now because, you know, it's not metal enough. But I saw.
Same time, Tuska, like last year, Tuska announced that they would focus more with their booking on a younger audience, which they have done. Many of these bands are definitely targeted at a younger audience, so they're
and I saw a lot of.
But still,
I think this year they toured some. Not clubs. I think they toured stadiums. Actually, Bring Me the Horizon. So they have a huge following. Yeah, I've seen, like you said, I've seen shots of their production. I've seen it's huge. It's massive. It's everything fits. It's big and massive.
Yeah.
So I would give it a go,
really
but
well.
you know, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the I don't know. Maybe the diehard metal fan, not.
Yeah, I don't know. For me,
I can
felt sad
understand.
because I really like. They deserved more audience, but on the other side, I'm like, well, there's your attitude with your contracts and such. Look how many people even like you. Huh. But that's just me as a press person, which the rest of the audience has absolutely no notice of. So you only hear it because I say it in my podcast.
So.
Oh yeah, so after that I went to see some more bands in the after parties. It took, because I stuck around for quite some time, almost till the end of Bring Me the Horizon. I got to the venue quite late, so it took me almost an hour to get in, because every single night of the on the rocks was quite full of enthusiastic and people. So the first band, I don't even remember who it was. I couldn't even see him. Second band I've seen, they were super energetic and hardcore. So yeah, I think, was it Enemies Inside? No. Yeah, I think something like that. Enemies.
Yeah, not Enemy Inside.
Something.
That one is in Germany.
No. Yeah, but I don't know. There was something with enemies in the name, I think. Yeah, but I saw it. It was interesting enough. They were getting a good audience, and the place was getting wild just as the night before. So that about that. And then luckily the next day I could sleep in, because on the last day Tuska opens at 2:00. Getting early at the last day. Early means 2:00. That's a very nice sleep in from another night on the rocks.
And still many interesting things on day 3,
And the first band. Yeah, definitely. I think the first band I went to see was called Night Stop. And yeah, I think they were somewhat interesting. I wouldn't say I recall too much of their set as specifically. It was altogether nice, but like, I don't know, there was a bit of glamour vibes onto them. I have these feather jackets. What is it? Fluffy feather jackets. Guitar player guy. Bit like that. Also a bit of electronic feel to it in a way. But yeah, I guess also targeted at a bit younger audience. So good. Then I went to see in the main stage Beyond the Black. Yeah, the main stage has kind of changed this day. Suddenly we were faced again, just like last year, with a catwalk. Now, I don't like catwalks in a festival. It seems a bit unnecessary to me, but perhaps other people might think different. But I guess if you have a super large festival where it's like immense, far away for people to see you, then it could be nice that some band members come a bit closer to you occasionally. But for a festival like Tuska,
I think it was Hellfest. I saw they had like a half a circle.
Yeah.
But then
I see that
Metallica
sometimes.
played as the last band, so I can understand they have, it's them. Of course, today, well, that day, the third day, I think it's Parkway Drive who wanted the catwalk.
Yeah, definitely. So. Yeah. But then again, for Metallica has been playing their shows where people could stand on all sides of the stage.
Yeah, but not...
Like,
in their own...
standing in the middle of the audience. In their own
so
set,
now that's what I mean.
At the
festival, they had like a half a circle with the inner place, which was nice because the catwalk was like a half circle, so it's not like one thing breaking up the audience. But so that.
In any case, here we were confronted with Beyond the Black, female-fronted band that has, I don't know, it's a bit rock pop metal kind of vibes. Super enthusiastic. I like they had the big drums in the front of the catwalk where they opened the set with the vocalist was playing a little bit on that. And of course, it's really nice if you go to the side where you can watch the water tower in the background and such. That's kind of nice. Gives good atmospheric vibes. I like that she was really cool to engage their audience. She really managed to take everyone along that was there, and that was really nice because she's the first one on the main stage today. So, yeah, really, really nice that she got things going on. I think after that I went quickly to see a little bit of Satra in the indoor stage. And then, no, I didn't stay very long there. After that I went to see Warman. Now also I got some ins on Warman a little bit earlier, one of the earlier days in On the Rocks before Tuska. So I heard a little bit that I should go and see them. Luckily, most people voted for that, so that's nice. I've seen Warman a couple times before. I think they're doing a great job, but for me, it's like, okay, I always have to remember who the hell were these people
I think they're
again?
now...
And then I know, oh yeah, there's someone in there from another band, right? And then I'm like, who's Warman again? Who's Warman? Oh yeah,
I think right now it's I think Antiferum, Children of Bodom, I think the bass player we've seen in other bands. So they're like a mix of various bands. I must say I haven't heard them with their new singer, the one from Antiferum. I always forget his name. Petri Lindros.
Petri.
But I think he has a good voice. So I'm kind of I should someday put them up and give them a listen because I'm quite interested how they sound right now. But so how did they?
I like their show. It is just for me the songs don't stand out to me. It's generic songs, perfectly fine, nothing special. So that's why it doesn't stick in mind with me. That's the problem I have with Warman most of the time. But like you see the show, you see their quality as musicians. They have the skills. They know what to do. But I think also for a big deal, you can see those songs were not like written as being part of a main band of someone. I think sometimes it feels a bit like they were the leftovers, to be honest.
That's kind of sad.
And yeah, but then again, they still have so many fans, so who cares? I mean, who listens to me anyway? Yeah. I saw after that a little bit of Dome Runner. Let's not go. I mean, people can all read the extended review on those later on the website. And then one we should really talk a bit more about it, and that's Lost Society. I mean, we've been seeing them from the beginning. We've seen them grow. Amazing. These guys just know what to do, how to make a show.
They've managed to, take away a tiny special part of our hearts.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I was meeting up this day also, and also one of the earlier days with one of our former reviewers and photographers from Tuska, Eva. She has seen Lost of the Society also grow from being the youngsters they were as how they are now. Of course, they made a bit of change in their sound, but but still, I mean, it always makes you proud to see them play so energetic and having fun, and like the whole crowd's going crazy for them. So I must say, I think there were a little bit of I think he wasn't the best on voice today. I think he had maybe a bit of sore throat or something. But yeah, nevertheless, I enjoyed it anyway. Then during Slow Society, was also meeting with some other people for a while. And then I managed to get into the Prestige show. And I had that high on my list to see. A bit of trashy sound of Prestige that, I don't know, they did a quite interesting show, very energetic. I think it's also setting apart from most of the bands that I saw. There was very little of this kind of style of music in Tuska this year. So I felt it was nice to have a little bit of heaviness in there. And Prestige was just what I needed.
Yes. And now, if you're going to the next one, I'm kind of curious which one you choose of these two. Because one, Ivor, I think you would pick that one, I think, personally. But I don't know what the fans picked. And Stratovarius is one of the, Finnish old... I don't know, well, maybe they're not old. One of the known that have been around for so long. I think it's actually the first. Yeah. I think it's Stratovarius. I think it's actually the first band I ever took a photo of. Yeah.
Really?
With a point and shoot in Tavastia.
Okay.
The first ever band to be on my photo. It's a terrible photo, but with a point and shoot. But so, but which band was chosen? Were you a happy girl or were you a sad girl? I think you were a happy girl.
They chose Ivor. And for me, these two, I couldn't care less, to be honest. Because Ivor is not specifically the kind of music that I would listen to.
You rooted for them.
Neither is Stratovarius, to be honest. Neither is Stratovarius. The reason why I would have wanted to see Ivor is because I never saw them before. And there's quite a buzz around them at the moment. But music-wise, it's not my kind of... it's just not my kind of thing. But it's a bit folk and stuff. But I went to see them, and what a voice. Amazing. Like, she can sing, man. Wow, she knows how to do it. Yeah. I'm very happy that I got sent there.
Thank you, fans.
Of
Tempelores.
No, thank you, listeners. Yeah. No, it's true, but I mean, but then again, I think I watched maybe 75% of the set. Then I walked already towards the main stage.
I think you went to see the...
At least I left there. And I heard still a little bit of Stratovarius. And then I was listening and I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're always fun to see and hear. Like they were playing the Hunting High and Low when I was, waiting in the photo pit for Opeth. So I was like thinking, it would have been nice to see them too, but that's with the clashes. It's not a big must for me to see them. And Ivor was really great. I think, that's one of those acts that's gonna be exploding even more than they are already. Definitely. I would have wanted to go see Luna Kills really badly, but schedule-wise, and also you try to network.
Maybe eat
during the day also. That just didn't...
I forgot about that.
I did eat something, but I think I did that during Opeth. No, during Opeth I was meeting people. Luna Kills, I haven't been able to see them. I think there was also... I walked in there for a minute, but there was already so many people inside, and I was realizing, okay, I can stand... I have to battle to the front to see that and take pictures. And then I have to battle to get out because Opeth is going to start playing soon. So I have to bother the audience twice for it in a short period of time. Well, I cannot see that much of their show. It's like if I would have been able to enter the venue earlier when it wasn't crowded yet, I would have done so. But for now, I watched a little bit from the back. I was also, I don't know. I didn't like the vocals too much. But then again, I was standing all the way in the back. So I have listened very, very briefly. Maybe not enough to judge even. So let's just pass it and go straight to the big Opeth. Yeah. they had a show of 1 hour and 50 minutes or so. And yeah, usually in these festivals you can take the photos of the first 3 songs. I left halfway, like after 1.5 songs, when I checked my watch and noticed I've already been photographing for 18 minutes, which is already more than most other bands' 3 songs last. So I was like, yeah, Opeth isn't too wild on their performance, so why should I stick another 18 minutes or so? You know? It doesn't make sense. I went to meet some people and we watched from the far end where we found some benches where we could sit down and we watched it from the distance. Yeah, what can you say about Opeth? It's not like they're gonna fuck up their show. It's always gonna be a good one.
But that was a little bit special thing for the Finnish people, I think.
Yeah.
With the drummer being Finnish guy.
Maybe. Yeah, but
I know, but still, I saw a lot of when he entered the stage, there was this huge applauding audience, and I think.
But that's all. I don't think it's any different than normal, to be honest. It didn't feel different at the point of.
Yeah, not for the band, but maybe for the Finnish audience, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the drummer, I've seen him, what was he with Paradise Lost? I've seen him with many Finnish bands.
I'm not saying he's special, but...
Yeah, he's just one of those... Yeah, I think for most people, but maybe not even everyone knows. But in any case, like, Opeth always delivers. With such an... Yeah. It's, for me, I just don't like their music too much.
I do. I hope to see them in August.
Yeah. Yeah, but for now I'm like, I watched it from a distance. I've seen the whole set from behind, so that was fine. Also, like I said, the
no, they're not
exciting.
Like they don't have a stadium act with fireworks and dancing around and rubber duckies and. Sorry.
No. Not even an interesting backdrop.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. They're one of those bands that you have to close your eyes and just hear the music and let that take over, I think. So. Yeah.
True, but like I mean, like I said, they don't even have an interesting backdrop. They just have their logo on there. And that's one thing I forgot to tell about Lost Society. They had really nice the graphics in there. Like they had... You could watch a little video of what is it? Some baby falling in the tube before they were entering the stage. They nice. Really had those details there, to make it even more fun. And then Opeth comes and they have their boring logo in the back. And, good. Yeah, then the next one was
3 bands. How to make it even harder?
Yeah, and I didn't really get a proper answer on this one.
I would skip one.
So it was up to me. I would have liked to see Swan Song. Because I interviewed them, so I always like to see these people playing live. But then when I realized that I should have gone to the venue a bit earlier, and then I realized they're the last band, so it's probably going to be full. I was like, never mind, I'll pick one of the other two.
Then you picked Bury Tomorrow,
I guess. And then one of...
No! You picked Brothers of Metal? You went to power metal?
Nope. Yep. The reason I picked them because I spoke to someone in my network who was like recommending them to see. So for that reason I went there.
What's happening to us?
Yeah, I did. Business. No, to be honest, it was interesting enough. They have 8 people on the stage? Female... Like, what?
Yeah.
Insane.
I heard them.
One, I think.
I didn't really see them.
Yeah. There was so many people there. It was chaos. People liked it, but it was not the most large crowds I've seen there in that place. But yeah. Okay, it was, they did well, I guess. They had so much fun. They were cheerful. That's typical. I think if I have to see a power metal band, I'd rather see them than Hailstorm or something like that.
Definitely.
So, yeah. And then headliner, Parkway Drive. Parkway Drive showed all the other headliners how it's done. Like, bam. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. They killed it. They had a lot of fire. They had energy. It was everything worked with their stuff. The production was perfect. I have nothing to say about that. I really liked it. There was quite some people there. I mean, the Sunday was, I think, the least visited day, if I could judge correctly. But still, there were quite some people watching them. I think there were more people for Parkway Drive than there was for Bring Me the Horizon. And the thing is, for me, Parkway Drive, I remember them, like we said before in a previous episode, as, not super interesting.
No, I remember them playing in the middle of the day on a small stage.
Yeah. So I'm totally changed my mind about them, definitely. So much energy. They killed it. They were a perfect closure for Tuska. Also, I think because they're a bit more heavier than most of the bands. So for the bigger, the older metal heads, it's a bit more fun to watch that. Yes, I know. I'm also including myself, But you also would see Bring Me the Horizon, so...
Yeah, but that's because... I don't know. I'm like I am way too curious as a person, so there's this like curious little voice inside my head, like, maybe you should check them out, maybe give them... And the thing is, I what, besides music, how they sound... I like the whole production thing of music and performances. It doesn't really matter what band it is on stage when that interest comes up, It's more the production, the lights, the pyros, everything works together, the video, the production-wise. And then it doesn't really matter what band is on stage. But... with Bring Me the Horizon, I'd be interesting in that kind of aspect of the band, not necessarily the music. So...
Yeah, they did quite well. I think Parkway Drive did even better, but Bring Me the Horizon was quite fine with that.
So it was not...
Yeah, and that was Tuska!
Another year.
Yeah, I did went to the after parties again. The first band was that, I forgot their name already, and the last band was Brumir. I think you've seen Brumir before, didn't you? Not sure. At least they were many times in Tuska, I think. I liked their show a lot. It's I think they were a bit more alternative than I remembered them, but they really had a great show in On the Rocks. It was the last day I was just sitting on the balcony and watching it from a distance because I'm going to the after party for fun. I wasn't actually gonna review those shows, so no pictures, just fun.
I think after all those bands, you're allowed.
I still wanted to mention them to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And I mean, in the past we've done many of that.
I remember
things, but to be honest, if it would be like friends or like somebody I would like to promote specifically, I could do it still. I mean, I still went to all these dates, so but for now I was thinking I'd just tell people a little bit about it. They were doing a good show in the podcast. So Brumir was one of the names to remember. Check them out if you're around. And that concludes the whole Tuska experience for this year. Oh my god. We've been talking a lot this week. But then again, people still have to wait an extra week for it, so we give them a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I think in 2 weeks we'll be back with another episode. But I think I have no festivals before that. So I have to check. Maybe there is one, but I'll see. I'm not sure. At least we will find something to talk about. I'm far behind on my albums, so I have much to talk about when it comes to that. And I will send over some homework today as well. I know an album you can
review together.
And find a bassist.
You can imagine which one.
Okay.
Yes.
No. My brain is shut off still.
Okay. People will find.
I think I had some. We must keep a little bit of a surprise for them anyway. At least I know we will have some new listeners because so many people I came across were like, send me the link. I need to listen to this.
That's
so
nice.
I'm curious. If you're actually made it all the way to the end, kudos for you. We love you. Put a comment somewhere in, I don't know, wherever you're listening to this podcast to, or drop it on our Instagram or whatever. We love to hear a little bit about that and what you think of it. And what were your favorites at Tuska? Which bands did you enjoy most? Which bands have we missed out on? And which band do you want to see on next year's Tuska? I have a wish list, but that's for another episode maybe next year.
The end of the year.
I'm gonna let you guys go now. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go now. So I'm resting it to say one thing, and that is bye.
See you next time.